depression is purely because when someone give you something and someone give you something precious, and just imagine because of that one precious thing, people get to know you. So it always comes back to the first person who actually give us. If you keep on reminding ourselves that how did we get it, and that's why automatically we will actually try we'll just know ourselves because just as that the music talent, these travelings and everything was purely Jesus is the one who just gave it everything because while I was deep struggling with all this depression and there was not much future and everything and Jesus is the one who came and gave all this. How can I hide how can I hide in all this? So it came to a point that every time Jesus who gave me this, I should glorify him. That was the question that the thing that I always put in my mind is this is nothing, these are just like purely God given things. So I learned to be humble and there were times actually I also start thinking like when people come and talk to me, they'll say like, hey, I traveled this much country. Deep inside, I will maybe never say that. Deep inside, I would have felt like proud. But immediately God will just come and correct it. No, you should not be that way. There are times where I felt proud as well, but the correction come immediately, and I just ask forgiveness immediately as well. So the humility, the part actually is a process as well. It's a process where we realize that God is the one, God is the ultimate one, and you keep on realizing it until from day one, not only day one, until the end. The humility will automatically be there for you. Was just an ordinary guy, and even today I can say I'm an ordinary guy. But the difference is, I was someone out there who was seeking for hope actually. Seeking for hope in the sense of like, I lost my confidence in my life because of one incident, which is I lost my left side hearing when I was 19 years old. And what happened from there, even though I was able to walk back and so on, the sad thing is I couldn't hear back, and that actually kills my confidence in my life. So there's amount of group of people that I'll be sitting on and I'll be meeting on people. But deep inside, there's one step I felt that I'm no longer the best. I'm no longer good as possible, good how I used to be, and there's many things and so on. When going back to sports as well, there's something that I really love to do. I couldn't play the positions and things that I wanted to play in sports because of 1 year loss and so on. So with all these things were going on, and at the same time, we have challenges of education. We need to at the point of time we have exams, and then you need to get these results, and then go to the university. All these things come together as a package. So I was going through a really tough time at that point of time, but I realized that's the point where Jesus came and said to me first for my education that children, do not worry, I will open all the doors for you. And true enough, I got a government university, a place in the government university, and it was like the course was like very well taken care of by the government. And from there on, I start finding the momentum of coming out from this all this depression and so on. And I was thinking to myself that what I was going through, I realized the pain. How can I be an inspirational to someone? So that was the reason, the kickstart to start all these children. So to answer your question, who was I before that? Someone who was seeking hope, and that was the person I was before that. So that happened after I lost my hearing. So before that, it was going on well, and I had dreams of actually playing in a band, gospel band, trying to explore using the secular platforms and doing the gospel music, trying to reach out to secular platforms and all. So the motive was right. Definitely the motive was right, was to reach out. But the way of doing it, that I can say definitely is wrong, because at the point of time I was thinking of like being more like I need to be someone famous. That was the real intention. The way to be someone famous, or people must come and talk to me. And these were the thoughts that were running actually. So in relationship wise, yes, I was a Christian, but it was definitely, I would say, I'm not as like how to say, not a very close relationship with God actually. That's how I would say. But then since this incident happened, that's why actually pulled me, instead of going closer to God, actually I started going further away from God, and so on and from there. But then came to a point where I realized that how far I am, and made a U-turn and just came back to Jesus actually. I think the question that I keep on asking is why? Why all this happened? And it's very uncommon for someone just to lose left side hearing just overnight like that without any symptoms. So the question of why this happens, and then when people around you trying to put some message where like, oh, you did something wrong, God is punishing you and all these things. So you start questioning like, what did I do wrong? I mean, I just live a normal life, just like other youths, and all these questions comes up. So it was kind of like that part is kind of depressing, and whereby you go for certain events of, for instance, you go for healing events and people keep on telling you, can you hear more, can you hear more better, and so on. So they keep on reminding me of the thing, the loss that I had. So and it was like a very painful thing that it keeps on coming back. Even though you lost, the lose was one time, but the effect was almost every day. Because even though you forget, someone will come and remind you, hey, how about this thing, can you hear now? How about this thing, can you hear? So people keep on reminding that actually. So that was one of the parts where it was like a time. It took me some time to completely ignore like this kind of people, or not say this kind of people, this kind of people who come and remind you of your loss and so on. So it was a momentum killer definitely, but I would say now I thank God actually, even though I lost the hearing, but by losing that I realized a bigger side of God's plan, which is like able to go and reach out to many people, even though with this loss, and inspiring people out there who really needs this kind of message. Because what I went through, I know the pain of what I went through, and someone out there who's going to similar situation, I can almost similarly understand what their pain and able to plant the right words to inspire them, to put them back on their feet. Yes, of course I have faith, I actually prayed God one day. I prayed that one day without anyone touching, just like that. I have faith that, as the Bible says, Matthew 17 verse 20, if you have a small seed of faith like mustard seed, the Bible says you can move a mountain. So I was telling God, one day I just hope that the healing will just take place like that. I'll be standing somewhere and your healing just come and touch me just there and then. And I'm waiting for the touch and I'm waiting to be. So I really hope that one day I will hear back and give all the glory to God again. I think it's a very good question, but whether it's torn in the flesh or not, but it's definitely an eye opener for me, I would say. Definitely an eye opener to realize many things actually. To realize many things. And when I was 19 years old, when all this happens, it started giving me an aspect of other part of life. We have heard many success stories, or maybe a normal, ordinary stories that go from well and then from well. What about someone who actually lost something and then they came back? So another aspect where there could be someone out there who's in this situation, and this story could touch someone. So, and I say eye opener, that actually the process that I went through is an eye opener for me to share to someone. That's how I put it actually. And spiritually, it's an opportunity actually to glorify God, even though with these disabilities and so on. But it's a process where even though with these disabilities, yet if I can come and learn to serve back God, it actually stirs many people out there where they are actually completely perfect. Why can't they serve God more and so on? So these are the message where I start sharing to people like and so yes, it's a loss, yes, but it's a gain in the other side actually. Yeah, so it really helps to retune my life and put it back straight on God actually. Yeah. First of all, you have to understand why these people is actually coming and actually reminding us. Their intentions is good. It's definitely no one wants to come and say our disabilities and keep on reminding us. But it's just the method of doing it is wrong actually. Why I say this is because of concern. People are concerned about us. So they keep on coming asking like, how are you feeling now? How's better? Can you hear now? And so on. So that kind of question is actually they don't know. Out of concern they're asking yes, but they just don't know it. Actually they're adding more burden to the pain. The people who are actually going through the situation actually. So also you were sharing about like people who come and say that you did something wrong and all these things and so on. So that's why actually we need to re-examine our life and see, did we really did something wrong, or because some things happen which we couldn't understand why actually, and we can't figure out why. So and some people come and pray and some people come and think and but it comes back to you. But when all this happened, did you still have a relationship with God? That was the biggest question that I asked myself and put back myself. Like, of course, I was sharing with you. I went far away and then I came back. But the ultimate question that we should ask ourselves, right, regardless of people saying, do we still trust God even in this situation? Like, even the job, you see, even though what his friends was telling, he was like, God, I'm here. He was like still defending his innocence. But the point here, he was still holding on to God. He was still holding on to God. So, to the people who are like this, right, like the words of people might be hurting and so on, but ultimately, the one person that you really need to seek is God. So just hold on to God, and who knows, you will know the real reason why certain things happen. Probably not a year or 2 years. Somewhere down the road, you will know why certain things happen, and I also believe that certain things happen for a reason, happen for good, and it will, yeah, it happens for good, and I believe God has a better plan than what we think, and so on. So yeah, having back, cross-checking our life back with God and having a close relationship actually helps us actually. I think it's one thing that we all have to see is when regardless we disability or not, it's like Christ should be the center of our source and everything. But in my case, when I lost my left side hearing, um, the point I was losing out, yes, there's many, I lost the confidence and so on, but I found my strength in Christ. That's the thing. I found my strength in Christ. So this actually start turning my life actually. The moment I start holding on to Jesus, relying, let go everything, let go of the burden of the burden that I had in my life and so on. That's where actually God start empowering actually. So this particular word really touched my life. He is the one who start giving the strength, slow by slow, for certain parts, how to go through certain parts and so on. So by just Christ center, when you hold on to Christ, He's the one start empowering you. So I realized that after a while actually, because I was, as I said, I was running away from Him, from God's love, and I was doing some other thing, and that's where when His love touched me again, it just changed my life again. So knowing Christ is one thing, but experiencing Christ, it will change your life. And I just experienced Him that one time in my life, and actually I found my strength in that, and then from there my life changed actually. I think when you say time management, it's an ongoing learning process for everyone, because time management is like, for instance, if I say myself, I had a very bad time management as well, to be honest actually. But it's a process where we all learn from mistakes actually. We learn from mistakes whereby we set our priorities wrong on certain times. Where, for instance, we know, for example, a common example, we know we are working tomorrow, but we set our priority wrong. For example, hanging out with friends till late night. So, and then the next day they struggle to go work, but if you could have go back home and rest earlier, the work, getting up tomorrow will be easy. So the priority that when we set actually was, in my life, was wrong actually at that point of time. So slowly, slowly I start realizing what are the priorities that I need to set and go. So coming back to tiredness, work, managing family and so on. So for during my initial trip of my initial early part of traveling, most of the time I'll be in Malaysia except during the weekend. So I was able to juggle my time with family. But work was something that it was also fixed, so I was able to still plan my working hours. For instance, I start work at 7 and I finish by 4. 4:05, I literally can go out and do anything I want. It's like a fixed time. It's not going to, you don't have to work more than 4 actually. So that was the flexibility of work that I having compared to some companies where they say you will end at 4, but then you finish 5 or 6. Then you need to do some additional hours and so on. So these are the parts where I'm able to plan the timing, because it was certain parts was already fixed and so on. So tiredness, yes, it was obviously tired getting out, you work 8 hours and then you need to shoot to the airport and then you need to fly to another country and then from there you sleep a few hours and then. So all these things are really tired and you can say exhausting as well. But coming back to one real reason actually, what you do in inspiring, making someone smile, someone's life get touched, then actually, even though you're tired, but it brings joy in your life actually. Because why I say this is because once there was in Turkey, there was one particular place that I went and I shared my testimony. And then the service over, there was one lady who came to me and said that she couldn't speak English, but it was interpreted and said that, thank you for sharing this message. And I was like, why? She told me I was going through depression, which almost going through suicidal thoughts already. But today when I hear your message, I felt like I surrendered my life to God back. So I was thinking like, and to go to the church, I walked like a couple of kilometers actually. It was very painful to carry the guitar and so on. But looking at the value of the impact, the life that I touched, what I went through was something small actually. And the value of it actually, even though I don't work and I really struggled on Monday, but I know the impact that I made me smile actually. And the struggle is worth it actually. So that was one of the things that actually gave me the motivation and for me to go on, because I know I was on the right path, inspiring people and able to touch more lives actually. So slowly by slowly, I was able to blend the time together, balancing time that this time is this time is this. Obviously, sometimes there were failures as well, but as I said, we learn from mistakes and slowly but slowly, it's able to put in everything together. Yeah. I think in my personal opinion is one thing that actually when we talk about this was like imagine that Jesus was on the cross, was severely beaten just for us, and he could have choose not to die because we are so unworthy in his eyes, and we say we love him by mouth, but we don't do it by action. So humans we are like that, but he even still that he chose to die for us because of that love and experiencing that one love actually that actually will automatically stir our hearts to actually reach out for him and take a part where, like what you say, a challenging part for him because and many people are thinking like, oh, life is going to be comfort, life is going to be easy and everything. Yes, it is. Everyone wants that. It is nothing wrong. But the thing is that when what God has given us, what Jesus has given us, are we really making use of it? Are we really making a difference and impact outside? That should be a question. Yes, there's going to be struggles. There's no doubt. There's going to be challenges. There's going to come. There's no doubt. But Jesus has overcome the challenges. That's one thing for sure. And if he can overcome, by his strength, everything is possible for us to overcome. So, to people who are actually like seeking something like comfort, I wouldn't say I would advise, but I would just like to tell them that it's a matter of making difference with what you have. If you want to make a difference, there is struggles. And why are we making a difference? Because we want to share His love and to also tell the people that Jesus is going to come very soon. So if you want to be that one person who makes the difference to share His love because of His pure love that touch your life, you will do it actually. So the connection is like Jesus impacts your life will automatically share His love, which means you will take the part where you will to choose the path where you would like to go, carry your cross and walk and follow Him and continue to make a difference. So the experience here, Jesus' love touch your life, automatically changes. So so the people who are like prefer to I wouldn't say in a comfort zone, but I believe they will really sense the true love one day and the real motive why Jesus died. I hope they really sense it and they will also able to take action and make a difference in the world as well. I think this is a very interesting thing because everyone goes through their path actually. Because you could be pastors or leaders, anyone. Everyone goes through spiritual challenges, definitely yes. But for instance, the some things that we can do to overcome is having people in our life that we can able to share and speak. Because these people, in other words, I can say as mentors, right? Mentors like who's able to speak and keep on pulling you at the track and pushing you to go forward. So in my life, there was also questions like this, like, am I really on the right track? Am I doing what I really got called me to do? And I always keep on questioning this, and there were people who come and tell me that, you know what, you should know, you just keep on going, you're the right track, and so on, and so on, and so on, like that. So, and yes, when it comes to all these challenges, when we have people around us people around us who understand our situation, they will actually pray for us and put us back to make us understand and so on. So this is one of the ways actually I have two few of my friends who are spiritually able to guide me and able to help me out whenever it's time to meet and I'm going through spiritual challenges and so on. Other than that, also our pastors, and for instance, my relationship with the youth pastor was really close as well because pastor is someone that like a father figure who actually that you can go and share something and he will actually advise us and so on. So there's nothing wrong to come like you were sharing. People have prophesied and then the next day the momentum was completely different because of the challenge or the disappointments they were facing that they could just lose the focus for 1 second. Like this is like God is not there, something like that. But after a while, if you have like good friends, good people who can come and speak back to you and try to make you realize that, then you can see changes start happening actually. So for me, it's about having the right people, in your life, and of course, ultimately was having the relationship with God actually. So these people is a great help if you have the right friends, but if you choose the wrong friends and wrong people, and then when you say you take a step backwards, then you could be ended up somewhere else because choosing a lot of friends that could influence you in some other way and put you further away from God. And that was our relationship with Christ. But having good people, sometimes schools, instead I get scolding from my mentors. But the real reason why they're scolding me is because they want me to be better and go further actually. So these are the suggestions that I would say that might be helpful for others as well. So the end goal of this journey is actually touching and inspiring many people's life out there. Because we have heard many sermons is good, but and we actually not many times we see life testimonies actually. You see life testimonies that can bring big difference, can bring a life into a sermon. When you hear a sermon, yes, you have the word, but you want to see something in reality that according to the word. So when you see someone like this, because for instance I see in my life a couple of people which I got inspired, seeing someone like that actually sparks inspiration in me that I can make a difference, I can do something for Christ. And the same thing by traveling and going all this country, hoping that you will inspire someone to step out and do something for Christ actually. So the ultimate goal was not to travel the whole world or to go to as many countries as possible or trying to be someone who was like famous superstar and something. It was not doing. It was purely just to touch people's life and say that hey, if God can do this in Joshua's life, God can do that in your life. It's just purely going to people who need our encouragement, to encourage them, to people who was far away from God, to just tell them that God still loves you, please come back. And people who never heard about Jesus, to go and just tell them that hey, Jesus loves you, there's a God who died for sins. So these are the three main elements that the reason why I'm still traveling actually, to go on and continue this actually. So also you were sharing I was sharing this afternoon that about a transition period from being a traveler to the next phase of life. And of course, as I said, I don't foresee myself doing this. I don't know, but definitely before 40, I might stop and so on. Why I say before 40? Because there were countries like, for instance, a couple of countries that I was sharing this afternoon that I really not intended to go again. So I go one time and I finish and come back. But there were needs. The needs in the country was not over actually. Example, like probably the first time I go, I only speak in one small group. So people got to know that, and by the time they got arranged other meetings, I would have left. But they want me to come for a second time to go and inspire more people in that particular country, to light up more people. So that's some of the reasons why I still need to go back to certain countries and so on. So yeah, so these are the places where I am foreseeing that when it comes to a point at a certain age, I will probably stop or reduce traveling and going to a place where I want to share my experience to inspire other youths to step out and make a difference, regardless of their talent, gifts, what they can do for Christ, what can they be an inspiration, how can they make an impact in the marketplace. So these are the topics and things that I was thinking like one day I hope I can do in the future. Interestingly, since 2014, I did not have any major commitments, I could say, in terms of, because for instance I'm not married of course, so I take care of my parents, and then I do not own any property and so on and so on. So why I'm saying this, to be very frank, that people think that I'm getting some funds, some illegal ways, because people have think like that, how come you're getting so much money, you're able to travel? It's not some illegal way I'm getting, I'm actually working for the money, and because of my minimum commitment that I have at this point of time, I was still able to put the money and travel and so on. So people ask questions like groceries, and there were times actually I ran out of money. There were many times I ran out of money, but just like that, God will, by how God feed the people of Israel were in the wilderness by the manna. Just like that, some people that I did not know in my life would just suddenly come and, you know what, I don't know why God spoke to me to give you this much money and so on, and I still have money in my hand to be able to continue. So it is a tough challenge every month, putting aside a huge amount of money to travel, especially when, for instance, there was once I traveled to South Korea, 6 hours by flight, and with a specific amount that I need to pay for the flight ticket, only going there to minister to one person, to share my testimony only to one person, and and I came back in 6 hours. So when you look at cost wise, like it's not so effective. But if you look at God wise, the one soul means a lot. So why I'm telling this is like, yes, cost wise I'm struggling, but I know I'm planting seeds in all these countries or these places I go. One day I believe these seeds will grow and will touch many people. So there's a sacrifice and so on. So yeah, financial wise it's a struggle, and but thank God 2 years ago God also opened doors. I wrote my first book, testimony book called Into the Potter's Hand, a purely testimony of what God did in my life. And so people also start providing, buying the book and funding some of the traveling by buying the book as well. So there was some of the other source of income that was able to help to keep on going in these travelings for His glory. Yeah. So some of my interesting moments where there were times actually really days of traveling, people will just say you need to figure out things and so on. For instance, there was once I landed in a country named Macau, and there was a pastor who said that can you take this particular bus and come to this particular place? Someone will be waiting for you. So I took that particular bus and went to this one particular stop, but I actually, because of language barrier, I did not know which stop to get on, and actually I missed the stop, only to end up at the last stop. And it took me about 15 minutes to realize I'm actually at the border of China. So that was one really scary incident that actually made me scared, but that's why I also start reading that the more nervous or more scared we can never think, our brain starts kicking out and so on. But I just start telling the God, it's okay, you are here with me, and slowly I showed the address to the police and asked them the direction, asked for people who can speak English and finding back the direction. Within 1 hour later, I was able to meet a particular person, There was also incidents, couple of incidents like countries like Cambodia. That was one of the coldest countries I've been to today, because the temperature there was -30. And I was hosted by a Mongolian couple who is not Christian. And while I'm doing, I have a common thing that I like to do to everyone. I'll just pray a simple prayer of blessing to this family. So while I was praying for this family, and I was just telling sister, can I pray for you? I just say, God, bless sister and touch them and make them a blessing to many people. She was so touched with the small prayer, and she was like calling me, you are the son of God, you are the son of God. But she was touched, but the point I'm telling you is that the small things actually that you do has a big meaning and makes a big impact in people's lives. And there were also countries like Afghanistan where people say this country is not a good country and so many things about it. But when I was there, I was just purely touched by the love of the people, whereby once I was in the airport and I did not know where to go from the airport, by just asking someone help. This one particular family walked me all the way out of the airport, making me stop at a particular place, ensuring my contact point came and picked me then before they leave actually. So can you see the kindness of these people and the love of these people that really impact me and inspire me, even though they are going through struggles every day, but they never keep on failing to smile actually. So these are the small memories and small impact in my life that I witnessed, that actually start to think that it's we can as a human we can try to inspire, try to do some positive things to people. Sometimes we thinking like maybe I need to do this and this, but it could be as small as a smile. When you smile to someone, it could actually brighten up their day. You will never know how much it means. Your word of encouragement to someone, hey, you keep on doing, can make a big impact in someone's life, because you will never know what the other person is doing. But your words, small words, can have a big impact and big meaning. So these were some of the incidents I traveled, and there were times also I did a weekend trip to Paris. That was one of the most interesting trips as well, because Friday I finished work at 4 and I flew into Paris. I left Malaysia at 7 o'clock at night, which is 3 hours after work. I arrived in Paris at Saturday morning. I spoke on Sunday morning, and Monday morning I left Paris. I reached back Monday night and I went back to work on Tuesday. No one in my office believed that I went to Paris, because they were asking like, did you went to Paris or the shop named Paris in Kuala Lumpur or something? So people used to make things and something, tease me and so on. But The reality is I really went to Paris that time, and after when I came out in the national news, they were stunned and shocked actually. So all the while I was traveling, no one, not many knows that I was able to work full time job and travel and so on. Until one of the national news called me for an interview, and that's where my organization, who I was working with, got to know about me traveling and making a difference outside, apart from working a secular job. So this one particular organization was a bit helpful in terms of giving me a bit of flexibility, even though I need to work the 8 hours, but I can choose to come in a bit late or earlier, just to cover back the hours and continue to shine and make a difference outside. So these are a couple of incidents, memorable incidents that I can remember. And individually, each person that I met in my traveling, I remember their face, and I still have an individual touch with each of them. Definitely something I can remember makes me reminds me of them actually. So all these countries and all these countries and so on, it makes me reminds me of something about them, and I keep in touch with all of them. As I said, this traveling is purely, even though people by first they were thinking that I was doing this to get famous, or doing this to because I had money, and so many other reasons. But the reason is just one thing: is I was touched by Christ's love, and as long as God open doors, I'll just keep on going to declare His love and share His love through whatever I can, the best I can actually. Um, and through everyone who's watching this actually, God has a great plan in your life. I know you might have heard this many times, but I just want you to take 1 second to think about this. The great plan that I'm talking is not the plan, a human plan, but it's purely Jesus' plan, because Jesus is the one who died for your sins alone. He has cleansed you and made you, give you new life. Give Jesus a chance to be to make a difference in your life. Just surrender your life, and He will continue to use your life to shine in areas where you never think that you can make a big difference of. And as I always said, the people who have been continuing, who have been using your talents and making a difference, I want to tell you, just keep pressing on. God is going to use you to touch many more people. When you do the possible, God will do the impossible in your life. The question is, are we doing the possible that we can in our hand? Because Jesus can do the impossible in life. So today it's not about the 79 countries that I went, it's not about the music that I play, but it's purely about the faithful one, Jesus, who opens all the doors for His glory ever. And if God can do this in my life, Jesus can do greater things in your life as well. I give all glory to God, and I hope you will experience something like this. Experience Jesus in your life.